Hush, little baby, close your eyes, snuggle tight and count the sheep. The Sandman has a nice surprise as long as you go to sleep. I chant the nursery rhyme to myself, trying to recall the tune my mother always sang me to sleep with. My toddler fidgeted in her bed, wide awake and irritable. If only I could remember how it went. I couldn't take another moment of her screaming, "I have work the next day, damn it!" With the barest hint of guilt for waking her up at such a late hour, I decided to call my mom. "Hey, sweetie, what's going on? Sorry for calling you at this time, Mom. Do you remember that lullaby you sang to me when I was a kid?" "Oh, that takes me back. I remember all of them clear as day. Which one do you want to know, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star?" No. The one with the Sandman and the surprise thing. You used to sing it every night for a period of time. It goes like this." I chant the words to the song. My mom stayed silent, listening hard. Then she replied, with a slight tinge of unease coating her voice, "I've never heard that song before in my life." I awoke with a start. The sudden clap of thunder had shaken me from my deep sleep. I looked out the window at the violent storm blowing madly outside, nervous maybe a tree would topple onto the house. I was just about to turn back over and go back to sleep. Let my worries come back in the morning when my bedroom door creaked open. A small girl in a purple Hello Kitty nightie, clutching her soft puppy tightly, walked in. "Daddy," she whimpered. "The nasty thunder woke me up." She seemed very upset, close to tears. "It's okay, Princess," I responded sleepily. "It woke me up too. Don't worry though, it won't hurt you." "But Daddy, I'm scared. Floppy is scared too." The small child gestured to her toy puppy. "Can we stay here with you just for tonight? We won't be no trouble. Honest." "All right, come here, you little mouse," I sighed. The girl climbed into bed and the two began to hug. I ignored the fact that my daughter had died 7 years ago. I checked my watch as I walked up to the door. 10 minutes late. I'd been babysitting for them for 6 months. I was sure they wouldn't mind. Mr. Lopez answered the door. "Hey, I'm sorry I'm late. I started to say, but stopped when I saw him. His face was soaked with sweat and he looked slightly agitated." No problem at all," he said, ushering me inside. In the kitchen, there was only a single light on above the table. At it, Mrs. Lopez was writing something feverishly on a slip of paper. "I'll be right back. I have to say goodbye to Dennis." Dennis was their 1-year-old daughter, who I had been watching for them. She disappeared into the darkness of the hallway, heading up the stairs. "What movie are you planning to see tonight?" I asked, setting my bag down on the table. The pad and paper had holes punched through it, as if Mrs. Lopez had been pressing the pin down hard. I don't know. I guess we'll decide when we get there." Mr. Lopez was shifting from foot to foot, looking more worried by the minute. I noticed a pretty sizable cut on the right cheek, dribbled with dry blood. "Are you okay, Mr. Lopez?" I asked before he could answer. I heard Mrs. Lopez returning from upstairs. We should get going. Goodbye, Kate," she said before moving into a hug. She tightened her grip for a moment, and I could have sworn I heard a soft sob. "Thank you for everything," she said with great difficulty. She began to say something else, but her husband grabbed her and dragged her out the door. Before he closed it, he gave me a mournful, almost apologetic look. Then he closed it, and I was alone in the dark house. I thought about going out and talking to them more, or maybe even just leaving, but in the end, I decided to stay, not turning on the lights so as not to startle Dennis. I climbed up the stairs in darkness and headed into the room. I approached the crib and was about to lift her up when I saw a note laying on top of her blankets. I read it by the streetlights that glared feebly through the window. "Kate, I'm so sorry. He broke in while we were getting ready. He said he was going to kill us, do horrible things to Denise. He asked if anyone knew about us, and we told him about you. In exchange, I'm so sorry. I hope that God will forgive me one day. Looking out the window, I saw them pulling out of the driveway. They were crying. Perched in Mrs. Lopez's lap was Denise. Behind me in the darkness, the door creaked open.